All right, welcome to what is hopefully one of the first of many videos on my fitness system. How you can use gymnastics rings to build an elite physique, be really strong and look awesome with an hour, 2 hours a week of training, and not really any attention to your diet. We can talk about nutrition later, but the main thing is if you want to get jacked and look awesome and be really strong, you just got to train. You got to get stronger on a couple of movement patterns, basic movement patterns, and you can use the gymnastics rings to do all of that if you want. So you can buy $100 piece of equipment and hang them up somewhere. Train once, twice a week for a very short period of time. I'm talking about 10 sets a week, 10 to 15 sets of training, which go for like a minute max. So that's it. That's all you got to do, and you can build an elite physique. So I think if the fitness industry was selling that message, then there would be a lot of people out of business. But at the same time, I think I don't care. This works. And I've obviously built my physique with this the best. I've had the most fun with my training. I've made by far the most progress. I've gotten to the point of strength where I'm actually nearly hitting things like one-arm chin-ups and handstand push-ups, and my physique's never looked better. I'm actually at a decent point where you would say I'm pretty muscly. And it's just so simple. So to start explaining how this works, because it's very easy and simple once you know what's important, I'm just going to show you like what a workout looks like. A typical workout. This was me the other day doing half of my movements. I split them into two. It's generally the way we train, me and my group of students. Two sessions a week to cover these 5 movement patterns, but you can just sort of split it up how you want. But this is just an example. So this is my first set of push-ups, planche push-ups, whatever. This is the horizontal pushing movement that we use, and you'll see the only thing that matters basically is that I'm going really, really hard at all points in time on this. Doing about 10 reps. I did about 2.5 sets of this. So the key thing is don't worry too much about that. You can use these numbers, right? There's 5 movements. We're just going to hit all the planes of motion: horizontal pushing, pulling, vertical pushing, pulling, and a full range of motion squat covers your entire body. You can use these numbers. You can use a couple sets of each, but basically I have about 10 reps. But basically the important thing is that you just, every single rep, and this is the principle that's going to get you all the gains, every single rep is as hard as you can at all points. It's as heavy as you can make it, as hard as you can make it at all points in time throughout the full range of motion. And you're just going to focus on, you're putting the load on yourself. This is why bodyweight training is so great. You're putting the load on yourself. So you're choosing how hard to make it, and you're just going to make it as hard. You're going to crank the intensity as hard as you can and still allowing yourself to push, to move. So if you can do that, do about 8 to 12 reps, somewhere in that range. You'll find that 2-3 sets will bugger you, and that's all you need to do. Once you're really more than that, I've experimented with it a bit more than that. It's just not really productive. You get past the 3-set point, you're just you just end up verging on hurting myself. So you don't need lots. You just need intense and good and consistent, right? Key principle. You don't need heaps. You don't need to do more. You need patience. You need impatience to do this really, really hard and get as much intensity and push yourself and test your strength levels. Like, try and be stronger than you are, and just do a very small amount of that each week, and it adds up. Believe me. Look at some of my results and some of my students' results, and you can sort of see the proof in the pudding. Not even trying to sell anything at this point. Just understand the system, go use it, and get results, because fitness is such a basic fundamental to get right in your life that is such high leverage for everything else. So anyway, we've got the push-ups here that I've done my rows as well. So this is just like the inverse of that movement where I'm doing horizontal pulling. Again, I'll explain in later videos how the whole biomechanics of this works and how to leverage these movements. But just the idea here is that I'm trying as hard as I can to do this pulling motion, and I'm trying to make it as difficult as possible, and then pulling against that difficulty all times, full range motion throughout every rep. And then you'll see my squats here. This is actually sort of cheap because this was the next day. So I've split it up into 3, but this is 3 movements. This is like half, and then there's another 2. So this could, normally this constitutes one workout. So you can see, again here I'm using the weight vest. So I've got my partner pushing down on me. So I've got weight and then a variable weight. So he's just like making sure that I'm staying, like I'm not able to go too quickly. So I'm trying to squat as hard and as fast as I can every rep here, and he's just pushing against me. Mindful mover, I got like a lot of these ideas from. So shout outs to Philip Chubb for the weighted partner weighted squat. But yeah, so that's basically one workout, and I'm gonna sort of keep just showing you examples of workouts, movements using these basic movement patterns, because this is all I do. This is all I do for strength, and then there's some mobility stuff, but you don't need to do that to have a great physique. That's a separate issue, but we'll talk about mobility separately. But yeah, this is just a sort of start. The basic principles are: go as hard as you can at all times for a very small amount of work, but very high intense amount of work, and then you don't need to do much work at all. Forget the whole myth of like 5 days a week of training. Rubbish. No one has time for that. No one wants to do that much training. Like, have a life, seriously. This is all you need if you want to look really good and lean. This is guys and girls. Strength training is how you look good, and it's how you also build a body that's more functional and capable. The more muscle mass you have, higher your resting metabolism, the easier it is to be lean, and the leaner you look at a certain body fat percentage. Like, you need to strength train to get to a reasonably lean level, and being lean with some muscle mass is what people see as looking good, looking ripped, looking toned. So that's like ultimately the goal. So you got to do this, and this is the most efficient way to, condense it and make it fun and fit it into your life really easily. I can go out the back to my shed for 20 minutes and pump out a workout, and I do that pretty regularly. So there you go. More coming soon. Thanks for watching.